Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your February love reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and clear the energy space, once again, a reminder not to be scammed by anybody in the comment box pretending to be me, saying that they will offer you a reading. It is not me. I will not be soliciting you for anything in the comment box below. Okay, with that said, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body, like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. Now let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Okay, for this reading, I'm going to be doing things a little bit different because I know that, some people would like a little bit of a shorter reading, and once I get started with spirit, we can really go in depth. So what I'm going to do here is, again, always connecting with spirit, always bringing that energy forward first and foremost in the readings. I meditate before even starting anything, so that's why my voice usually sounds a bit huskier in the beginning of the readings and then kind of evolves on. So let us see here what it is that spirit wants you to know. And I'm going to do 3 groups of 2. So we're going to focus on building love, building and strengthening, the love within your world, within yourself, having this connection. So whether you are with a partner and you want to be closer to that partner, whether you are looking for love and are finding things difficult, especially with the state of the world, this is to build the love within your life, within yourself, so that you become a beacon. And it really moves you in a direction that you could find surprising. So let's see, because I always find the way spirit leads us is just shocking. So let's see here. Aries. Building and strengthening love within your life, calling love into your existence. February 2021. Aries. Building and strengthening love within your life, calling love into your existence. February 2021. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Oh, the perfect number. Okay, fantastic. So let's start here. Actually, before we even turn these over, we're going to keep up the tradition of the chakra cards, because with that emotional connection to a lover or to calling love within your life, our chakras play such an important role. So this is going to be where we're a bit blocked during this time, where we're having a bit of issues. So let's look here. Aries. Building and strengthening love within your life, calling love into your existence. February 2021. Aries. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Okay, these 4. Fantastic. So we're going to start here with relationships, which is what this reading is all about. And so here with the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is where we hold a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives. So the sacral chakra is a lot more important than we give it credit for. So here with the sacral chakra, there is this need to release a lot that has been holding you back. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. So then we have truth, the throat chakra. Okay. We then have holistic health, the root chakra. And finally, we have inner strength. This is the solar plexus chakra. So you have really, really powerful chakra cards coming forward. And I want to see, we're going to start off right here with the initial things that we need to do in this time to strengthen and build forward our love. So we have strength, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So the strength card can represent Leo energy, most definitely, but it also represents strength not through I'm right, you're wrong. It represents strength of this is what I need within my life. This is how I'm moving forward. It's strength through kindness, it's through compassion, but it's also seeing the worthiness of you and the prosperity that lasts for generations. Now, during this time, you can find that love and money are kind of getting things muddled up, meaning that there's stress around money, or there's stress around the way you see prosperity, the way your partner sees prosperity. That could have actually been what broke up relationships before, because you could be like, okay, I want my life to go in this direction. These are my goals. This is what I want. And your partner had completely different goals. And it can be really painful, especially if you found that out later. And that's one of the reasons why the eternal strength is coming forward, because there are things here that come up where you're sitting there and you were just blindsided, and you're looking at the prosperity that you are building within yourself, within your life, within your world. And it's quite different than what you had originally thought it was going to be, but it's going to be astoundingly powerful. It lasts for generations. It's called forward. And so during this time, you need somebody who respects the wealth within you, not somebody who overlooks it, somebody who goes, yeah, that's nice, but continues to talk about themselves. This is a time where you need that connection. And what I'm seeing here with the chakra cards, and I think I'm going to lay them like this so that you can see them too, okay, is this one really, this set really calls to relationships and to truth. So with our relationships, we have the sacral chakra blockage. This can make us feel uncomfortable with intimacy. This can make us, feel overwhelmed sometimes with the demands of relationships, because we're carrying the trauma drama. Now, we can be carrying the trauma drama of our parents' relationships into our relationships, especially if, your parents broke up and there was a messy divorce, or there was just messiness there. It can make you feel very standoffish. This is also generational curses, okay, coming forward within the relationship. It's kind of like, well, nobody in my family was ever happy, in a marriage. You just have to kind of survive. You just have to kind of go through. Nothing is ever perfect. And you feel yourself settling, because complaining, or we're not complainers, that could also be another thing that you heard growing up. This is something where you're sitting there and it's saying, yeah, but what about my happiness? What about my connection? What about my sensuality? What about my embrace of self and soul and my sensuality of being? This is calling this forward within your life. So often, it's so interesting because we're a world obsessed with sex. We just really are. And yet, to live a sensual existence is so alien, because we all are so stressed and so overwhelmed and so busy that even just thinking of time for sensuality just of the self becomes overwhelming, or it becomes, something that can be looked at as ridiculous. Calling that forward in your life, and making time to pamper you, making time to connect with you, that is going to be so important. There is also the art of carezza, which I am a huge fan of, and it's the art of just that emotional connection, okay? It's called non-orgasmic sex, right? So hopefully YouTube doesn't demonetize me for that, but okay. So here, what you're going to look at is this sense of connection just for the sake of connection. It's kind of like brushing out your hair, or, or just cuddling. It really is, or just even that connection, that coming together, that doesn't have to end with a climax. It is that coming together of soul and of self. And that starts to become part of your truth. Why? Because we as human beings, we need that connection. We need it. Even though we don't think that we do. We think that it's all about the end results. And that's kind of what our world focuses on. What are the end results? But what you're going to see here is that that bond is so important. You see it in primates. When a primate is being shunned from the rest of the group, their skin, their hair is patchy, their skin is dull, but when they're let back in, they're groomed. That act of touching, that act of connection, that is so important. And that is going to be so important for you during this time and during this connection with yourself, during this connection with your partner, or calling that sensuality into your life. It brings you strength that you didn't think you were missing, but are absolutely in need of. And let's see what else we're looking at here. We have the moon and we have the Two of Pentacles, okay? So through fears and doubts, we're juggling a lot. It can be the fear of how the relationship is going to go, how we're going to be. I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that. We sit there and we tell ourselves half a million different reasons why we can't truly be loved and why this love can't be a part of ourselves. I've made too many mistakes. I have too many issues. There is the addictions that come forward. There are, the failed relationships that have left scars within the mind. And so here, when you're looking at this, and then finally we have, the Seven of Wands and the Five of Wands. This is breaking a lot of that hurt. You have the hurt here around the heart, and you're saying, no, this is my truth, this is my love, this is who I am. And then you have the Five of Wands that just wants to cause chaos. It just does. And you have this kind of, I'm going to put this right here, because I do feel that this is a lot of the issues that are, a lot of the issues that are coming forward when you are looking at the relationships that you want. You're looking also at the truth, okay? You're looking at your truth. Now, your partner, or when you find somebody, they have their truths. They have their way of seeing things. But if you live your truth, if you sit there and say, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I desire from my life. Now, you'll find that a lot of people leave. People sit there and say, Dane, if I live my truth, that's the easiest way to get people to walk out on me. But did you want those people there anyway? Here, it is living your truth. It's filling your throat chakra with the song of your being, with the power of yourself, with the blessing of you. And that's going to change the game because you're seeing you. And it's kind of like when you start living your truth, it's not kind of like, when you start living your truth, you will find that either things end or they begin in a profound, real, and here it would be sensual way. They will begin with a force because you're calling in your strength and your prosperity. You're also looking for that strength of prosperity, that bounty that is such a part of you. And then we have holistic health. This isn't looking externally for things. This is turning internally. What does my body need? What does my soul long for? Who am I? What do I want? And this is a healing that comes from a connection. This is sitting down and talking with your angels and your spirit guides and saying, what do I love? What do I want? What do I need from my life? And then it can be having that talk with your partner if you are in a relationship, having that kind of deeper understanding when you get to know somebody, when you meet somebody, see how they act, how they treat themselves, how they treat those around them. Look at their true authenticness, their holistic being. Now, you can have people who manipulate this, okay? Who give you one person that you see. And then after a while, once they feel like they've gotten you, like they've won, okay, that mask falls away. You will never be good enough for that person. The holistic self always comes forward. But with a person who traps you, okay, they will say exactly what you want to hear. They will be the best person you could ever have imagined. And then they'll switch. They will switch. When they feel like they have you right where they want you, they'll start eroding your confidence, eroding your self-esteem, eroding, your faith within yourself. And that's a very dangerous place to be. So if you've been in a relationship like that, coming back to your authentic you, coming back to that person that you were before that pain came in, before that doubt, before that hurt, before you started to question every choice you made. Now you're calling forward yourself and your soul. Now you're looking at things in a healing, caring way. This is also being very mindful of the energy that is around you, the energy of people that are around you, the energy of the food that you eat and what you drink, because there is a sacredness to all things. And in our world today, we have lost that sacredness. We hide away. We hide away from the sacredness of our truth. Here with the root chakra, it is finding that you are rooted in the holistic being of you, and it's letting that shine forward. And finally, it brings you to inner strength. There is a part of you during this time that's breaking free. Okay, this is the solar plexus chakra. This is the gut feel of things. You're going to find that you break free. You're going to find that you step into your power. You're going to find that there's a shell that has been around you that starts to be eroded, starts to leave. And as you step into your truth, you step into the grace that you were born with and the place that you want to be. Now, with the battles that are going on here, you have the Seven of Wands and you have the Five of Wands. The Seven of Wands is knowing what battles to fight and what to release. All right? So the Seven of Wands is looking at the heart and saying, what is it that I want? My mom would always say, my great-grandma would always say, you can't step on every stone. You just can't. You'll never get to where it is that you want to be. So here you're being told, for the happiness of you. It doesn't have to be for the happiness of your partner or for that connection so that the other person feels better. Pick your battles wisely. Pick the battles also that you have within your soul, within yourself, wisely. Because you're going to find that your energy isn't going to be as drained. There is chaos here because there's a mistrust of the way that you can move forward, of the power that you can have. Again, there are addictions that come forward. There is anger within relationships. There's the past hurt, the past pain, the past disappointment that is really coming in. And you're going to be looking at things and saying, how does that not color the whole entire scene? How doesn't that take over? It is through the embrace of the eternal strength and prosperity that is a part of you. This is going to be so important. So the strength is here. To know that strength is not brute force strength. It is not being able to yell louder than the other person. Okay? So if you're in a relationship where things devolve rather quickly and the person seems to wear a mask around other people, but around you, there's a short fuse, there's anger, there's resentment, and it really comes out. This is where you need to step back. Okay? And this is where you need to call on your strength and reevaluate things. Say, is this where I want to be? Is this what's acceptable? And the most powerful way to show that that behavior is not appropriate is to disengage. If the person becomes angry or violent or anything like that, then it's time to leave. It's time to walk out that door and get in the car and see what happens. It is time to go to a friend's house or to a family member's house. And I know with times being as they are, it's hard. It really is. But you're calling wealth forward. And wealth does not come when somebody's treating you like a doormat. And sometimes the bravest thing you can ever do is say, what's right for me? And there's strength there. And you have the Ten of Pentacles. It brings wealth. It might not be the wealth that you're thinking about. We think of financial wealth. But it's wealth or something you value as much as money starts coming through that door. It leads you to the moon. There is some fear. There's something that isn't being seen fully. It can be, now if you're in a relationship, it's kind of looking at the things that stress you out and either making a list of it or talking it out. If you're not ready or at that stage to talk it out, it's really looking at things and saying, how is it that I want to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I'm afraid of? If you're not in a relationship, it's looking at what is it that you're afraid of. When you think of being in a relationship, does it kind of make you anxious, a little bit overwhelmed? I don't want the same relationship as my parents, or I don't want to repeat that relationship I had with that ex who was just horrible, or, I just don't think I'm worthy of it. Is there also that compounded fear of, well, if not now, when will I have a family? When will I have the life that I envisioned for myself? How did the years tick by so fast? You're looking at the moon, you're looking at your fears. It's Pisces, so it's a Pisces energy. So it's also very emotionally connected. There's a lot of wisdom that comes forward when you look at your fears. What do you need to do to settle yourself, to calm yourself, to center yourself, to say, what is it that I want from my life? And how is it that I want to move forward? Looking at the fears and then also counteracting things with alternatives, saying there are different ways to start a family. There are different ways to be, to be a parent if that's what you want, or, something to that effect. It doesn't have to be as everybody says it is. It doesn't have to follow that main kind of roundabout way, not roundabout, but that main route of doing things. You're balancing a lot. You're forgetting to balance you. You're forgetting to call forward your power, your heart, your truth. In order to live in love, you have to live in the present. I love it. I read that the past is a place of pain. Okay? In the future, if we live in the past, we live in a place of pain. If we live in the future, we live in delusion. And I never had it put quite that way before. And it made me pause, it made me step back. Because if we live in the past, even if it's the most glorious moment of the past, it still makes us sad because it cannot be relived. It's gone. So living there is heartbreaking. Living in the future, that is also heartbreaking because it is a delusion. It is only what we can pretend it will be, not actually knowing what it is. So here, there's a very powerful change that comes forward as you embrace your strength and as you look at your fear. There's a prosperity that comes once the imbalance is seen. Within your relationship, within yourself, there is a way to fight battles, okay, that has your heart being at the center, that has your love being called forward. And there's a way here to look at the chaos inside and say, no more. No more do I get to live in doubt and fear. Now I get to embrace the energy that I want to spend, my holistic health, my holistic power, my way of nurturing myself from the ground up, from literally like the root, not the root chakra, the earth star chakra up. But it can also be like thinking of the base chakra, the root chakra, as you sit and meditate, having that line go from your spinal cord down into the earth, centering you, building you, guiding you. There's chaos that comes. There's chaos from the world. It brings us chaos. The world sits there and says, if you're content, you're not going to buy everything I want you to have. If you're content, it's not good for me. So here, with the chaos that comes forward, you're going to find that the contentment that you seek is always trying to be eroded by chaos. Stay your path. Stay your truth. I will link the Karetza down below. I will make a note so that I am sure to do it. But there is strength here, and there is power here. As you are calling forward love during this time, be aware of egos, because they will get in the way. Be also aware of prosperity and the different ways that you interpret prosperity and that your partner interprets prosperity. There can be hardships because of that, arguments because of that, because you can feel or you can think we're saying the same words, but the underlying emotion to those words mean completely different things, give them completely different definitions. If you're looking to call forward love within your life, if you're looking to have a relationship, embrace your strength. Instead of looking at yourself as something that needs to be improved, or somebody who can't be loved, or somebody who has failed too many times, too many, darkness in the closet, addictions, fears, failed relationships, you were told once you weren't worthy. Now it's time to let that go. Not in that flippant, just let it go type of way, but in that way when you look it dead in the eye and say, that isn't my truth, and it doesn't get to define me. It moves you then to looking at your prosperity, to seeing what it is that calls forward the wealth within your life, and what it is that you are afraid of. What it is that is kind of saying in the back of your head, it'll never happen, it'll never happen, it'll never happen, because you're trying to balance your dreams, and you're also balancing your fears. So you're giving both equal attention. Actually, Spirit is saying you're probably giving the fears a lot more of the attention than you want to, because it's causing the chaos, it's causing the doubt, it's causing the anger, and it's a breakthrough motion here to sit there and say, this is my truth, this is what my heart wants, this is my soul, and nobody gets to take it from me. As you're moving forward with this truth and with this power, let's see what your subconscious chakra message is. It is abundance. Once you look at the holistic you look at the healing, you look at the power, there comes forward abundance, there comes forward blessings. And it leads you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Tower. Subconsciously, there is something that is falling apart. Divinity is pushing you out of your comfort zone to bring forward a change that redefines the way you see yourself and the way you see your standing within love, your power and your connection to the sensual essence that is you. And the doors are opening is really what Spirit is saying here. It's opening through profound change. Now, for those of you who have been through traumatic relationships, okay? There is something here that was valuable to learn, no matter how horrible the relationship was, okay? There is something here that brings forward power into you, blessing into you, because your angels walk with you. There's a change here. Even if you grew up in a dysfunctional home and you're afraid that that's going to follow you, there's a change here that's moving you forward. You didn't stumble across this channel. You didn't stumble across this highly untraditional, love reading by accident. It is calling forward the change and the power that you need within your life to have the love that you want. And it's your time. And things have been destroyed. They have been destroyed. There's like this wide-eyed, doe-eyed innocence, right? That isn't there anymore. But it is the strength. It is saying here, brute force strength cannot rebuild the tower. It is the strength of endurance, of love, of respect, and of kindness. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let us end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we open our hearts to love and the sensuality of being, as we embrace who we are and who our souls are meant to be. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries.